Hey guys, it's Merric, and we're back here with another episode. But before I get into it, I just want to update y'all. So the past week or so, I've been pretty sick. So episode one has been really hard to try to record because I've been coughing the whole time, and I've finally gotten over my cough. So instead of this Wednesday being episode one, we're going to do episode point 5. We're going to do kind of like a mini episode in a sense, but not really a mini episode. But as you can see, a lot has changed, and this is part of episode one. But for now, we're going to leave this to the side. We're not going to bother with any of that, and we're going to focus on other things. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to a new friend of mine and also another content creator. She's been very kind and generous as far as helping me kind of get ideas and just talking content creator to content creator, sharing setups, what we could do better and stuff like that. And I wanted to shout her out. So here there should be a pop up that is gonna show her channel. And if you wouldn't mind, please show some support to her. She live streams and also has her own Minecraft YouTube Let's Play that she just started, which is incredible, by the way. But yeah, like I said, thank y'all, and thank you, Nikki, as well. And with that all being said, let's go ahead and get in the video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Alrighty, so um, something that I kind of realized whenever I got on last time onto the world is that I never actually set up a consistent food source. So this episode is going to be what I want to try to do is build kind of like a little farm, maybe terraform a little bit. I'm not exactly sure, but I'd like to build a really nice looking farm so that I have plenty of food, which actually looks like this might be a very pretty area to do it at. Yeah. I think we should totally do it right here. It's got a little bit of ocean and just a nice little scenery just to add some stuff. I think this would be perfect for us to be able to get some food and so we don't starve at any point in the series. I also want to note too that I've been kind of playing around with my graphics and stuff like that, shaders and resource packs to kind of give it the most aesthetic feel as I can, or like cozy Minecraft let's play vibes. So I've been working around with it, and I think I found a pretty good fit, but I would like to hear what y'all think. If I should change it up, should I run no shaders or should I run shaders? But I think it looks great. I really do. I think it looks awesome, and it adds a little bit of a nice texture and illumination to everything. So I think the first thing we should do is kind of start off by clearing off these trees right here. They're a little bit in the way, and I'm going to use the wood from this to kind of try to spice it up, make it look a little bit better. I think a farm shouldn't just be a bunch of wheat placed everywhere. Um, I need to make it look a little pretty. This is going to be the start of a very big medieval themed is what I'm getting from it. I guess I'd love to do medieval theme. But also another idea I've always kind of wanted to do is, depending on the biome, transforming it into different civilizations. So we have like a district or a village that we make in the spruce biomes of like medieval style. And then if we're in the desert, we do like an Egyptian style, or give it like middle, base my builds off of real architecture um for me to just add a lot of fun things. And that's the good part about doing that kind of stuff is it really improves building and really improves your ability to to really shape a biome and make it what you want it to be, because you can even change a spruce biome and do something epic. um, you can completely change a biome by how you build on it, make it a completely different scene. um, so it's very interesting to play around with the colors and stuff like that, because it definitely adds a lot of different cool things to the build, a lot of different aspects to the build, and a lot of just fun. Alrighty, so I've cleared out most of this to make it, you know, as flat and open as possible for us to build a little wheat farm. I think we should divide it up into little sectors and do carrots, potatoes, and wheat. Um, I actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go look at some YouTube videos and try to get some inspiration and get kind of an idea of how I can make this like medieval themed, um, and see if we can make this look awesome. But uh, yeah, just I'll be back in a few minutes. Alrighty, so I have found an idea. I think I've got it. I got it going good. Okay, so to keep the medieval style theme, I need to have it a little bit eroded, a little bit mossy. So I actually found a red forest, or not a red forest, excuse me. I actually don't, I don't remember what the name is. But I found a forest that has a special taiga biome next to it, and it spawns a bunch of mossy cobblestone, and I'm actually going to need quite a bit of it. So let's make our way over there real quick. Alrighty, so as y'all can see, it is here. It's not too far from where my house is. I actually got really lucky for it being as close as it was. So this biome, let me see if I can see what it is. It's something taiga is what it's called. It's an old growth spruce taiga. That is what this biome is called. And it naturally generates a bunch of mossy cobblestone, which is a very beautiful block. Um, so I really want to get a lot of this and use this for this farm. I'm very excited, guys. I think this is going to turn out really great and be a really cool addition to, what I'm starting in episode 1. We're gonna get a few stacks, actually. I think a few stacks will be great because we need to. I want to get as much of this as I can so I can also use it here in future builds to add a lot more of that like grungy feel to it, I guess. And that's really cool about Minecraft is they've added a lot of blocks to really change the tone of what builds look like now. You look a few years ago before the Caves and Cliffs update, you didn't have a variety of blocks like we do now. So you can make things look genuinely, a dark tone or a very uplifted tone. And that's the awesome part about Minecraft now. And it's great. Makes me excited, and it gives me a bunch of ideas on what I could build using these blocks. We have gotten us plenty of mossy cobblestone to work with, so we are gonna I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the base, and then I'm going to mine a little bit more cobblestone to add to this. Alrighty, so we are back at the area that I'm going to build this farm at, and I need to do just a tiny bit of terraforming. And terraforming doesn't necessarily mean building a mountain. It's just kind of making the terrain what you want it to be. So like you can see here, it's a little unnatural looking right here. So I want to carve this up just a little bit, make it look prettier. So kind of like go along the terrain, and you can slowly start to kind of curve it the way you want to. And sometimes that includes adding a little bit of dirt into it. For example, this looks a little unnatural. So you want to add just a tiny bit to kind of make it look more like like it should in a way. So like here, oh, there's a skeleton. Let's kill him real quick. Okay, so if you kind of look at this, the way I need to go is I need to dip this in a little bit more. But something about terraforming that you have to remember is always to kind of like angle it. You know, if you're on the left side, angle it towards the right side, or if you're on the right side, angle it towards the left side. So here it looks like the median is, like right here basically. So I'd want to fill this in. I want to fill this in a little bit and kind of set the base of what this is supposed to be, or to make it look more natural. So basically, the point of like I said, the point of terraforming is to kind of make it, you see something that's like, oh, I don't like this. Think of it as what should it look like, and just go with your imagination. That's the whole thing of terraforming is it's very random block placing to make it look more natural, and it helps a ton if you kind of practice it and get an idea. So like this isn't what I want it to look like. So I want it to be. Second, let me clear this out just a little bit more. So I want this to be a little bit more flat, if that makes sense, and then kind of stairway it up. So like kind of see how that curvature is. Use this to my advantage because I know this is a great part of this. So you walk down here. I need to fill this in, but you can kind of curve around into the area with the trees surrounding it, and it just makes it, using the terrain but also shaping the terrain the way you want it to be really helps. So like since I want to get rid of this, I would terraform it towards this, like to what this angle is right here. So use the environment to your advantage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out, just exactly as I said, random blocks until I feel like I've got a good shape for this to look as pretty as possible or as natural as possible. Alrighty, so I cleared out and I cut out a little bit more, and you can kind of see it already starting to take some shape. So in this little area, you can kind of see there's two little mountain peaks that kind of line up. Not mountain peaks, like hills. And you want to use that. So this is kind of the base of where these hills end, or where I would want them to end. So you kind of want to add just a little bit to make it shape the way you want. So maybe like this. So now, as you can see, I placed a lot of dirt, and this kind of adds to that little bit of emphasizing what you put in a way. So you want to make it look like you carved all of this out. That's the point of terraforming, is to set up success basically with what you're planning to do. Um, and this is a very small scale version of it, but you can take it to the extremes building mountains, and I've actually done that before, and it's very time consuming, but it's a very simple process if you just kind of stick to that kind of mostly random block placement pattern, and making it look like you just spawned into a world and you saw an epic mountain or an epic hill, something like that. Alrighty, so I think I worked out, did a pretty good job on trying to kind of change this into grass, and I think eventually I'm going to maybe on a live stream go through this and kind of change this because in medieval times, you're thinking about Europe. There's probably not a lot of beaches. It's more rocky and bay like, a lot of bays. So I think working on this would be a nice little side project. But you can already see it look a lot better, a lot more flat and curve a little bit more into the mountains. I'm probably going to have to work on this just a tiny bit, but this sets up the farm that I want to build pretty well. Unfortunately, my unfortunately though, my diamond shovel is getting close to breaking, so we're definitely gonna have to work on getting that fixed soon. But I want to start working on the path a little bit. Huh. This is gonna be interesting to figure out. Alrighty, so I think I finished or at least made a rough little part of the path. So keep in mind, this is the layout for my starter base. I can't have this going into where it kind of plays into this, my little hut, because then it wouldn't look right. So kind of went around, and I wanted to make it look as natural as possible. So I thinned it out right here so that it could thin out into a few little stones, make it look more, not stones, excuse me, dirt patches, I guess. And then you kind of walk down here. It goes a little curvy, you know. No, I don't want it to be straight the whole way. And then we get back down here. We have just a little bit of terrain causing a little bit of problems, but I think that actually adds a little bit. You go down, it widens for the K or the little um carved out area of this hill, and then it thins out again a little bit into what's gonna be our farm. And I think this would be a really cool little, cute little farm to have. I'm very excited. I think this is gonna turn out really great, actually. Let's sleep real quick. Alrighty, so let's start laying out the cobblestone. I'm probably gonna have to get more. I have the video pulled up, so I found a video that I'm kind of basing this off of in terms of the walls at least. And I think it's gonna be great. So I kind of want to separate this into sectors if that makes sense. That's why I thinned it out so we could kind of just play into the environment a little bit. And then I want to split it off, if that makes sense. So I kind of want to, I'm probably going to have to fix this. This looks a little silly, but I want to split it off so that we have our own parts. So like wheat, carrots, potatoes. Those are kind of the three important foods of farming in Minecraft, especially if you're going to have livestock. So let's continue to, let me actually fix this a little bit. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take the cobblestone and kind of outline this. So I want to start this maybe more right here. Or actually, that's a little bit of a mistake right there. Let me fix this. So it's going to be kind of like a, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe more of an eroded wall. Um, I don't know exactly where to start this. Alrighty, so here we go. Man, this is a little hard. Building and and sometimes it is very hard to kind of figure out how you want to do it because your mind, sometimes I get where my mind kind of can't process what I'm trying to do, and so it makes it a little difficult on me. Um, I think maybe if I kind of start it a little wider, it might make this look a little better. Let's see. It might be one of those things where I kind of have to build it up and just see. Just kind of go with the flow and try it out. I think that's the way it's gonna have to go, which is totally fine. That kind of adds a little bit of fun into it. Alrighty, so I think I laid out most of this to be able to add decoration and kind of make it look the way that I want to. Although a lot of the footage got lost because my PC started lagging a bit, so I had to restart my PC and get the Minecraft fresh. Make it not lag. I definitely don't want to record while I'm lagging, but this is what it looks like. This is kind of the base. I think it looks very interesting. I think it looks interesting. I may work on it a little bit more, but I think this is kind of a good base. I'll change it at all if I feel like I need to. But if you notice, I've tried my best to go with the terrain of this of what I kind of terraformed, right? So I want to have sections to this, right? I want to have a big wheat farm. I don't know if I'm going to do this as the wheat farm. I think I should. And then this is like carrots or potatoes or something. And then I wanted to add a little mini part, a little flower farm, something just to kind of add some cool things to it. And then a little section for another part of the farm. So I think it looks pretty good. And I even where the mountain is, I kind of made it exaggerated this a little bit more, made it taller, and then brought it back down over time. It looks a little raw and not amazing right now, but that's mostly because I haven't even added in the other blocks. So I actually need some wood. Let's make a crafting table. Or actually, I need the stone cutter. Let me go grab that real quick. Alrighty, so we got the stone cutter. So let's go ahead and a lot of this is going to be turned into mossy cobblestone slabs, excuse me, mossy cobblestone slabs. And then I want to get a little bit of stairs. I want to see if stairs would work at all. And then just normal blocks. So this is what I'm going to work with for now. So basically what the point is I'm trying to add some depth like this in little bits and pieces of this to make it look a little bit better. This adds a little bit of texture, and at some point I could totally add some leaves or something like that and make it look even better. Now, should I do that maybe? Yes, I actually do like that. I like that. So let's fill in some of this stuff. What did I do here? Let's do this. Okay. So this is kind of the idea I'm running with is, oh, I already put a half slab there. So I'm trying to kind of make it look a little bit tattered or just damaged or worn. So let me go around and add some mossy cobblestone like that around, see how it works, and go from there. Okay, so I do think that actually it leveled it or made it look a little bit more even instead of really spiky. So I think I like that. I'm gonna roll with it. So let me add a little bit more mossy cobblestone blocks into this so that it adds just a little bit of depth and the idea that it's been standing here for quite a while. This definitely looks really cool. So yeah, adding that mossy cobblestone made it look way more gorgeous. I haven't done it to this side a lot yet, but I think that this is definitely awesome. This is gonna turn out amazing. Alrighty, so we finished the walls and adding the mossy cobblestone to it. I think I'm gonna stick to not using the stairs. I think this looks a little bit better than whenever I added it with stairs. So now we kind of just have to decorate it. I want to keep it a little bit basic like this, but adding some torches and just lighting it up a little bit will definitely add some perspective to this. And after that, we're very close to being done with this already, and that's very exciting. Alrighty, so here is the time for the big reveal of what it looks like now. I haven't added crops yet, but I think I definitely spiced it up a little bit, and I think it looks great. So you come in and you have these little stones, like little stone designs, and they have torches on them, so they go around. And then on the walls, you have all these torches, so it keeps it illuminated, but also kind of keeps a little bit of natural light into it. And I think that really adds to it. So I think this looks pretty cool. I think this is awesome, and I think coming back to this and building on this more, adding some kind of something, I think it'd be cool to kind of fully enclose this in a way, and do something with the water. I think that'd be very cool. Um, but other than that, I think this is good. I think this will definitely look a lot better once we add crops into it. So let me actually get all of my seeds and stuff like that, and then we may have to get a lot more. It may be a process. Alrighty, guys. So I actually have some pretty bad news. I wasn't recording at the time, but I went mining so I could get some iron to get buckets for um planting the water and stuff, and I died, right? So I died, and I go and I find the place that I die at, and all my items cleared. So I lost every bit of progress. So with that being said, um, I'm gonna go get a new set of tools. We're gonna go ahead and end the episode off here. Um, I had a lot of fun doing this, and it looks pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna end the episode here, and next episode, I'll have this finished, and I'll definitely show all of you. I'll have all the crops and stuff like that, and then we'll continue on with our plans for episode one. So I thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. See y'all.